Super Auto Pets, as of December 2024, features a whopping 450 pets, and even more than this if you count the token pets. Therefore, selecting the top 10 units in Super Auto Pets seems like an impossible task. Well, lucky for you, dear viewer, I am just the man for the job. I have poured much of my life into this game for the last 3 years, including a large mixture of arena and versus. However, in order to conduct this thought experiment properly, we need to set some ground rules. Firstly, we will be looking at the pets from a custom packs perspective. Why? Because some pets are in the 5 base packs, and some pets are not. And if we use the penguin as an example, this unit performs very well in its base pack, turtle pack, but is quite mediocre outside of this in a custom pack. So therefore, we must look at all 450 pets evenly, independent of their base packs. Secondly, we must consider instant impact versus scale. So let's consider this example. Which pet is better, leopard or deer? Well, if they're both bought at base stats on the earliest possible turn they are available, the deer's ability is much stronger than the 5 damage snipe from the leopard. That's instant impact. Now, what about if they're both level 3 50-50? Well, obviously the leopard is now much stronger. So therefore, in my rankings, I will be factoring in the pet's instant impact and their ability to scale, as both are important. And thirdly, as this game, Super Auto Pets, is split between arena and versus, I will be attempting to consider the value of pets in both game modes. Okay, those are the ground rules. Now, this video took a lot of effort to compile the clips and edit, so please consider liking and subscribing while you're here to help me out. Now, without further ado, let's get to ranking. Number 10, Panther. Panther, the perk enhancer, should not surprise anyone by making the top 10. Imagine the best perks in the game, and now multiply them by 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, it's fairly strong. Now in Arena, Panther fits almost any archetype you're building. And in versus matches, oh my! This thing is an absolute killer. Now here's a clip from my recent competitive match, or a recent competitive match of mine that sums this up. That's not fair. Where was my cheese? Okay, that's not cool. Not cool, Cruiser. Not cool. It scores weaker on the instant impact scale than many of the other top 10, but a chili or a pie fixes this problem, and its long-term scalability is fantastic. It is truly a beastie unit and deserving of being our number 10. Number 9, Flea. Much like their real-world counterparts that plague me in Australia and Indonesia, the Flea is an absolute nuisance on the Super Auto Pets battlefield. It will enhance your summon builds. It will pop opponent melons. It will infuriate even the most battle-hardened players. Although the Flea sports a 4-4 base stat line, if you include the 3 zombie flies that it summons, you're looking at a 16-16 baseline straight out of the shop. Now that is absolutely nutty. And while this unit doesn't have the long-term scalability that other pets have, its ability to fit into a variety of builds, and its insane instant impact have it falling at number 9 on our list. Number 8, Elephant Seal. At number 8, we feature our first scaler of the list, the Elephant Seal. I have been joking that this unit is busted for like 1.5 years at this point. Anytime I'm trying to make a silly build in Arena, and make it work, the Elephant Seal is the break glass in case of emergency scaler. The fact that the effect is double in battle is honestly comical, when the original ability is already so strong. If you're combining this with a gold generating pet or pets in Arena, congratulations on your 10 piece. If you buy one in Versus with like 3 or more lives remaining, enjoy scaling to the moon and crushing your opponent. Part of me wants this unit to be nerfed into the ground, and part of me hopes it never does, so I can continue to make dumb builds work. Number 7, the Skunk. Now, let's be honest, you just knew this had to be on the list, right? Remember when you start playing Super Auto Pets and the Hippo seems like the most insane busted unit of all time? And then you buy one Skunk and you're like, oh, it's not really that scary anymore? The Skunk, it always has a place on any arena team. In Versus, I have seen turn 11 onwards base stat Skunks win matches. It has that instant impact, and it has the scaling. It is only useless against summon builds, and even then you might still get value. It feels deserved and right to have the Skunk feature on this list, and I have no doubt that in 10 years, when we look back on our Super Auto Pets era, this legendary unit will be one of the first that spring to mind. A true legend. Number 6, the Flea. Oh my god, this unit is so annoying. It is so annoying that it has an undeniable place in the top 10 Super Auto Pets. And if anything, it should possibly be higher than 6. When facing a Flea, this is the usual thought process. Yay, I love my massive buff target that is sure to solo their team. Wait, they have a Flea. Where did my melon go? I'm so dead. And that's just a level 1 base stats Flea. Did I mention you can get this unit as early as turn 3? Brother, this thing drives me insane. Arena, Versus, doesn't matter. This unit is a true disruptor and a true selection for our number 6. Number 5, Frostwolf. I was recently training with my Team Tour teammates, and we were commenting on how the Frostwolf is like a tier 4 unit that was accidentally dropped in tier 2. You can get this thing in shop on turn 3. The cold ability dealing +5 damage is nice and wildly strong in the early game. And late game, nice melons you have there, buddy. Would be a shame if I removed 3 of them at once. I've been saying a lot in my recent videos that units that remove enemy perks are so decisive in the late game, both in Arena and Versus. Now the Frostwolf is a tier 2 that is able to be scaled and taken into the endgame. It can literally be your buff target and most impactful ability or tech unit. It's just insane, and it should be noted, by the way, that the artwork is absolutely beautiful. It makes me a little bit less mad about how OP our number 5 unit is. Number 4, the Tiger. Look, there is not much to say here. The Tiger is inherently the ultimate teammate. Like, hello friend, I respect your ability, let me double that for you. It is hilariously low effort for insane instant impact. And the beauty of its long-term scalability is that you just need levels. Scaling is often not required at all. That part of me wonders if this is the deserving number 1. I'll let you decide in the comments, which I'm sure you're all agreeing with me beautifully. Maybe those of you who have been exodiated into oblivion will feel a certain way about this unit. Number 3, the Wyvern. I am expecting this selection to ruffle some feathers. In the original draft of my top 10 pets, I actually had the Wyvern at number 1. Now let me make the case. Take a walk with me. Super Auto Pets in both Arena and Versus mode. The difference between a winning and a losing run is usually defined by your level ups. We time our level ups tactically, then are presented with 2 out of 10 options from that tier, and we pick the best one. Sometimes we face an opponent that has hit many good level ups, and we dismiss their team as a lucky high roll. Drum roll. The Wyvern exists to make you high roll. How about instead of picking between 2 level up options, you're now picking between 3 or 4 or 5. You no longer chase the high roll chases you. And what's even crazier is they moved the Wyvern from tier 3 to tier 2. It's insanity! The reason I ultimately decided to place it number 3 and not number 1 is because this advantage leans strongly towards Arena, whereas the Wyvern is not quite so impactful in Versus. Regardless, we salute the Wyvern. Real ones know. Number 2, the Anteater. Since its rework about 1 year ago, the Anteater has been a force in both Arena and Versus. And like I mentioned with the Fly earlier, the Anteater itself is just a 2-2 unit, but when you factor in the level 3 ant it spits out, you're looking at a 7-7 unit that is available on turn 3. And it only gets better as you level it. Why? because the Anteater has the ability to be a game-changing in both. It can be let me try again. It can be game-changing in both the battle and the shop phase. Don't like your team? Pill a level 2 Anteater. Sell both of the ants for 6 gold and start your pivot. Hell, why not pill those 2 ants for 6/6 worth of permanent stats? What's that? You're heading into a summon build? Keep the Anteater and rule the world. An insane pet with instant and long-term impact. Shout out to Cotty. And now, some honorable mentions before we reveal the number 1 pet. Clownfish, turkey, platypus, snake, Spinosaurus, cobra, dragon, elk, capybara, stonefish, team spirit. And now our number 1 pet, the best pet in Super Auto Pets, the parrot. Oh, the parrot. I considered not including it in this list because it is everything and nothing. Like, it's just in a category of its own. It is literally anything you want it to be, but is inherently nothing. I'm sounding Buddhist. Attain Vipassana. Expectations or resentments waiting to happen. Shave your head. Anyway, the parrot. It is all of the best pets in one. And after considering banning it from this list, it just felt wrong. Like, it needs to be acknowledged as the best pet, even if it feels like a bit of a cop-out. The beautiful, colorful, majestic bird, it has the instant impact. It has the long-term scalability. It is a 10 out of 10 in both arena and versus. And it is, objectively, the strongest pet in Super Auto Pets. Okay friends, thank you for watching the top 10 Super Auto Pets ranked video made out of love for the game. Like, I just love this game so much. And I'm sure all of you agreed with me completely, and there are no arguments happening in the comment section right now. No, please let me know down below. Like, it's natural that people would disagree. And consider liking and subscribing if you haven't already, like, if you want to see more of this type of content. And now to close out, have a look at this video that I'm totally pointing to properly, if you want to see the latest with what's happening in my Road to 2000 series. Thank you for watching.